The ghost dance. The whole world is coming. A nation is coming. The eagle has brought the message to the people. The Father says so. The Father says so over the whole earth. They are coming. The buffalo are coming. The buffalo are coming. The crow has brought the message to the tribe. The Father says so. The Father says so. This is a Sioux ghost dance song. The ghost dance belongs to no one, least of all myself. I simply follow my calling. It is amazing the ripples that an individual can cause when they choose to walk their talk. I have been shown beyond any self-doubt that it is time to lift ourselves beyond the limitations of the third dimensional reality. As long as we keep operating from there, we can only hope to perpetuate the downward spiral. It is the quickening. It is the awakening of the human spirit. The grandfathers came, and the grandmothers came. They taught me. They gave me instructions to go somewhere or to do something. I did this without question. If I was asked to go and meet them in the desert, 15 miles past the old cottonwood tree down by the red wash, I went there. Sometimes I had to wait quite a while for them to arrive, even if they did. If they didn't show up, well, then there was a teaching in that as well. I do not see much of this depth of commitment today. They gave me a pipe to carry, to use for the people. They gave me maps through the veils. They gave me ceremonies and taught me to speak to the rocks, to call to the cloud people and the eagles from the sun. They taught me about the colors I hang in my lodge. And they introduced me to the star people. Know that I have not come this far to lay down my ways. The very ground I walk upon is alive with the essence of my ancestors. Therefore, all I walk upon is sacred ground. All that I breathe is the dust of everyone who came before me. For my body is recycled earth. My body is borrowed, but my spirit is my own, and it is forever. Within me, it shines like the sun. Tomorrow is someone else's legacy, but today is my moment. It is your moment. Perhaps what we do in this moment can be a guide to someone else who is walking the path just behind. Just as I followed the masters who came before me, and they laid down the footprints that I now follow into forever. In life, we choose to follow, or choose not to follow our truth. Along the way, we learn the pain that comes from the following the path that was not our truth. In wisdom, we learn to follow the path with the heart. The crow has come to my vision and told me the path of the heart must not be lost to the people of this land. For there is another storm rising that can only be stopped by the faith of the people in the human spirit. In asking for this ghost dance, I have chosen to call an end to spiritual silence. In taking this action, I am very aware that I have chosen to be a voice in the wilderness. I chose to let my spirit lift its wings and soar upon the thermals of the grandfather power. I asked for no safe destination. I simply follow my heart path, which I will to the end of this dance that I call my life path. This moment is my dance, is my song. Now is the time for us to have our life's review. To initiate change means standing up and walking your own way. It does not mean walking in defiance. It means quietly walking your own walk, walking with grace and poise. To keep on walking through the whole of the world, even though it may be against you and you say you are mad, you must find the courage to follow the beat of your own heart. Crazy Horse had light curly hair and green eyes. He was not a sun dancer. He never did the sun dance. He was a ghost dancer. One of the greatest things I have learned in this life is that we have choice. Choice to express our own truth. Choice whether to participate or not participate. The strongest power is silent. Like the wind, you cannot see it, but nothing can escape its path. Like the wind, I see many things as I pass through. I see those who think that this is their place, those who think that this is their special song. I see those who are always trying to lord over another people. They are all crawling around, making this big deal over their short little lives. Ego against ego, conflict against conflict, dogma against dogma. Most carrying big signs that say, "Hooray for my side!" I have danced free upon this earth. I have no master. I am a warrior of the heart. As long as I have danced, I have experienced many wonderful people. Beings from many densities, and the wonders of the world that most can only dream of, or can hope to, at best, read about it in books. I am that I am, a light unto myself, for the glory of that which is the mother-father principle of us all. Lately, a quiet intensity can be felt across the land. I am seeing senpaku everywhere in the eyes of people. This is what happens when life force leaves a people or a place. Our spirit is dying. Regardless of what words we choose to define our limited experience, no matter which tribal ritual we cloak ourselves behind to defend our space, we are like so many little clowns dancing. The magic is not to have to defend anything. You need not defend what is true within your heart. But we cannot expect everyone to see. Like the critics of those who possess the courage to step up and move out of the being of humanity that is occurring throughout our world. Well, legends are told about the critics. only about those who stood fast before the spears. Note. I stand corrected. Not being Beijing, as in beige, i.e., losing color, or, in this case, life force. People. Can you see it yet? Can you see that the enemy is fear? The formless parasite that is draining this humanity of its life essence is fear. Physically, with the unawakened eye, you cannot see it. You cannot hold it in your hands. In essence, it is a state of mind which you can only be in the emotion of. It can only happen when you allow circumstance to cause you to surrender your spirit to it. There are those who have become very weak because of their addictions to fear. They are so addicted to fear that they cannot even talk without using the very fear energy that they tell us not to be victimized by. If you only knew how powerful you truly are, if you only knew from whence you come, and that the wisdom is there for the asking. You are without limitation. You are beyond where fear can conceive to follow. Fear is the necromancer that is within each of us. The part of us that doubts the very existence of the God force. The ghost dance is the song of the wind, and its call shall be heard across the land. Every tree, every bird that flies, the winged ones, and every scent that fills the air will speak its message. It is time for the children of the sun to arise. I, ghost wolf, am merely the messenger. I am the wolf. It takes a wolf teacher to bring the message through in this most decadent of times. This is the coyote moon, and the trickster is everywhere. Because one has dark skin or light skin, or wears an eagle feather or a swan feather. It is all a matter of the heart. Where is your heart? To know freedom is to allow freedom. To know the feeling of choice is to allow choice. It takes courage of a wolf to stand before the world and say, "Come to the dance. I have heard the call, and it is time for this dance." I do not expect everyone to participate. It takes a great courage to do this thing, to stand before the beast and dance for peace, for unity of the people, for the care of the children whom are now being brought into this world in a time that shows little support for their dreams. It takes courage to stand without anger and say, "My heart shall be my shield. I know that all that is of this world is temporal, and that my spirit will go on from here. I know what I think and feel is what I will manifest as reality when the great shaking comes. We shall live again." It takes courage to stand and say, "Enough corruption, enough tyranny, enough destruction." This is the day it stops. It stops here, and it changes with me. For the way it is going, there will be no tomorrow to even argue in. Anyone but a fool knows that when one is on a 7-day journey, if there is only enough water for 2 days, they are going to run into a problem. Do you need permission to lay down and go to sleep? Or does someone need to tell you when you are tired? If your spirit is sick and can no longer express upon this plane, then you are short for this world. The messengers are coming now. The signs have been placed everywhere, from the stars in the heavens to the fields of the earth. This is the time of change. This is the quickening. In our hearts, there is a common knowingness that has just... In our hearts, there is a common knowingness that just has a problem being expressed. The ghost dance is a vehicle for the releasing of this energy, the spirit energy that keeps us going in spite of even ourselves. Our spirits cannot be burned or intimidated. They cannot foreclose on our spirit or starve it out. Words. Words can mean a lot of things. Red. The red wagon. The red rooster. The red tide. The red road. The red man. The red planet. Stop. Sacred. Danger. You've made a mistake. Red watermelon. Red bird. Red blood. Red rose. Red sky. I am seeing red. The red letter. Code red. Yes, yes, yes. Words can mean many things, can they not? Words are born of the head to try to explain matters of the heart. My grandmother's grandmother's grandmother was told by her grandmother about the earth and spirit, and about what it meant to be human. My grandmothers died here. They are in the ground, the sacred ground. Their dust fills the air and flows down into my lungs when I take a breath along with your grandmother's essence as well. We are all one. There is no other truth to that reality. The serpent energy has humanity within its grip. We are afraid of our own shadows. I have heard this term used a lot by the youth today about the adults. There is a grand truth to this. Perhaps too many of us are afraid of our shadow self. The women need to take their rightful place alongside the male in our world society. The women need to take their rightful place inside their own hearts again. It is the women who can heal themselves, and in that manner, they will perhaps be able to heal the men. It is time for the women to come out from behind the veils and enter the light. If it does not happen by choice, then something will happen to make it a reality. Many in South America are already aware of the energy that the Sacred Mother is releasing into the world. The new life forms, they are here, in the plant kingdom, in the insect kingdom, and in the fish kingdom. Now you too are changing. Within, in the silence, where only spirit dares to witness and is capable of understanding. Globally, children no longer believe in their elders. There is little to no respect rendered, for there is little or no respect they have received. Most children in America have been conceived into a world where there is no room for them. They are destined to live in poverty upon the streets in the urban nightmares we call cities across America. They feel they are not wanted. Many are left alone by their parents, as our economy has dictated that both parents need to work for the family to survive. When the parents return home, they are too tired from running on the gerbil wheel to spend quality time with their children. We have become a perverted and decadent race. We have gone past the decadence of material worships and denouncing spirit. The economy of our society has forced us to toil for the sole glory of putting food on the table, a roof over our heads, and very little more. Look around you. Walk through your city streets at night, then go back to your heart and review that which you witnessed. Have we not become a spiritless race? We are experiencing the ending of cycles, the collapsing of structures, social, religion, financial. It is all written upon the great calendar stone of the Toltecs that was created by the great prophet, each event and each date, the beginnings and the endings, right there in Mexico City. You need not listen to just Ghost Wolf. Read for yourself. If you still remember, if you can't, then perhaps you should come to the ghost dance. There you will remember. And all are invited. Once again, we are being called to gather at the ghost dance, to let our hearts be heard. One people and one vision. This is our story, a story of the great ghost dance. And this was written by Robert Ghost Wolf.